Well guys, a totally different angle for us. This is definitely a different kind of video. I have done a few different videos like this in the past, but you guys lately have been asking me kind of what my stash of wax looks like at this point. And it has grown exponentially in the last 2-3 months, and it will likely keep growing. So I'm going to start off with showing you guys kind of what's in my bins here. I don't know what these are called. I bought these at Walmart years ago. They just have these little clicky little things here. There's Sterilite, these Sterilite bins. So they just have like these clickable handles, of which I have busted a couple. So if you fill your containers too full, sometimes these won't close or they'll get banged up or what have you. So this is where I store all the wax that I'm not currently using at the moment. So at the very end of this video, I am going to show you my melting basket. I'm just going to bring everything up forward so I can show you. But this is all the stuff that I just have stashed away. So let's get cracking. So in this particular bin, I'm just bringing it closer to me. I'll try to remember. I'm not going to be able to show you everything in all of these bins, but I will show you kind of like the idea of what I've got going on here. So this is where I decided to keep all of my Super Tarts and all of my Zape. Let's see, anything else? There's a few other things, but let's just go through some things here. So with Super Tarts, we have a couple different sizes. We have this size here, which is like a BAM bag size. This one in particular is perfect. There's a few different Fake and Bake, which is super awesome. And I would buy buttloads of Fake and Bake, and I would buy buttloads of this next one, which is probably one of my top scents. And that is Beauty and the Beast. This one is described as sweet and blackberries and magically delicious. This is one of my top scents from any vendor. I absolutely adore that. I don't have very much left. Kind of waiting for Brandy to pour that one again, and hopefully some other things that I want to purchase to make my shipping worth my while. So then we have Magically Delicious over here. So there's this one here. Let's see. Sorry guys, there's gonna be a lot of moving around. We have Jaws. Now I have 2 of these Jaws BAM bags from Super Tarts because, well, as you guys probably know, my husband Nelson absolutely adores this scent. I do too. He calls it shark wax. And this also for him reminds him of a very expensive Vegas hotel lobby. You know how they pump out different scents? This just reminds him of that, and he really enjoys that part. We have a Jasper, which is beautiful, a scent that I adore using in our bathroom. Something that's new to me. I had not melted this one. This is the Impossible Girl, this one here. And then I have iZombie, which has got some peppermint in it, so that will be helpful for the winter season when everyone's getting sick. And then I have 2 of these BAM bags of Predator, which is one of my top coffee scents from any vendor at all. You guys probably know this already. I absolutely adore this scent. That's why I have 2 BAM bags of this one. Another new to me scent is Hufflepuff. I've never actually ordered this, but it does have bananas in it, so I am looking forward to melting that one eventually as well. And the last BAM bag I have here in this area is Hedwig, which is, again, one of my favorite chai tea blends. They describe it as chai tea, creamy cheesecake, and clove. This is a beautiful blend, and that's why I definitely love having a nice big old BAM bag size of this in my collection. So now let's go over some of the shapes that I have from Zape. Now I'm going to put the video above of the actual haul that I made for Zape. This one here is Harvest Festival. Really enjoy this one. It's going to be going in my melting basket for November because it does have cranberry in it. Some things I'm saving for next summer because I did also a really large summertime haul. I have a piece of this Black Magic Chai in my melting basket for the month of October already. Then we have Apple Pickin', which is so cute, you guys. Like, I mean, it's so hard to see, but it's such a cutie. This one's also adorable. This is Little Red Riding Hood. This is an ice cream cone. Like, how adorable. I'm trying to not blind you with the light. Then this one here is an ice cream cone and a waffle. This is a Frosty Palace. Sorry, this is what Frosty Palace looks like. And I haven't even touched those yet because I have so much wax, you guys. And then let's go into Scary Movie. This is like a popcorn, what do they say? It's butter popcorn, candy corn, and candied apples. One of a couple last summertime shapes I'm keeping for next summer is Yum Yum. This is ripe mango, crushed pineapple, and coconut. So that's this one here, and they're huge. I mean, I'm gonna get a huge amount of wax. A bunch of different melts out of this one for sure. And the last shape that I can see from Zape for the summertime, this one is in Beach Bum, which is coconut, vanilla, sugar cane, and summer fruits. This is ginormous, huge. I'm gonna get lots and lots of melting out of this one. There's a bit of a mismatch of all different things in here because I just kind of threw them in where I could fit this so I could close this thick container. But one of my very favorite scents from Zape is lavender soda. You guys know that already, but I'm just gonna pull up here. I'm not gonna be able to show all of them. I also have Bora Bora from Zape, Beachbound, Fiji ×2. I have Cabano. So many, you guys. Like, there's so many different things. I would make this video way too long if I did that. But then I've got some Super Tarts here. Now, as I showed you earlier, we had Super Tarts BAM bags, but we also have Super Tarts in clamshell, which is kind of how I got to know the company. So some of my favorites in here include things like Rosalie. That was at one point one of her top scents that were purchased on her website. Casper is a beautiful one as well. I have it in Casper in a couple different forms. I have things like, I still am a Twihart, so of course I have Emmett. Christmas Morning, which of course you can probably tell I'm probably saving this until Christmas. But there's many other ones. Let's see if I can find some others. Blanche is one of my favorite bathroom scents. But my all-time favorite bathroom scent, I believe, is Minerva. And Minerva can be found in many different vendors, but this is how I found Minerva. And Minerva is simply pink sugar and laundry. But when I say that Super Tarts makes this so strong, it lasts so long. If you don't have a collection like mine and you like to melt your melts until you can't smell it anymore, this will probably last you a week consistently with your warmer on. So yeah, just by saying that, I stand by that because this is strong and it is one of my favorites. So highly recommend that one. And then we have some items here from the Candle Daddy. Now, I was gifted a lot of different amazing wax melts and candles from this company, and I'm slowly getting through them, and I'm going to do a huge wrap-up video on what how I felt with their preferences between their candles and their wax melts. But some of the ones I've kept in here, either they're seasonally inappropriate for right now because I am a seasonal melter, or they're just scents I don't think I'm going to be able to get. This one actually is in minimum octane rating 110. Actually, it's a really nice fresh scent that can be pulled out for the bathroom. But there are scents such as skid marks. Yeah, their names are hilarious, you guys. If you like gag gifts, or if you guys have a man in your life or someone who likes to tinker around in a shop. Well, for instance, skid mark is amazing because it smells just like tires. Not a scent that I would want to melt in my home, but it's a really good gag gift, I think. But we also have dirt, and I know dirt's popular in many other vendors. But then we have things like tinsel tits, which I'm saving for Christmas, MILF, you know what I mean? WAP, as we all know, hilarious. And then I actually just have two more DD wax melts, and this company I believe you can find in the US from Hobby Lobby. Ramona kind of got me on this. Is wonderful. I've melted my very first clamshell of Kona coffee and I absolutely adored it. It was so strong, so good. And apparently if you go on their website, you can definitely get this on sale quite often. So that's DD's scented wax melts. Let's get cracking onto the second bin. Same bin as before. This one does have two working handles, which is always great. But there you go. So here we go, you guys. This particular bin, I have pretty much all of my rainbow melts in different areas. We have all of my destination wax. Then we have Southbound Candle Co. and any of my Bath & Body Works candles that I have chopped up over the couple of years that I've been here. Because I did try to chop up a lot of my candles before we moved cross country. I'm glad I did. And I also get such a great throw. And there's things like, and I'll go through them with you guys, but some of my absolute all-time favorites that have never come back, I only want to melt a little bit because I savor those ones. So I'm not gonna be able to go, there's a lot of really small individual things here, but I am gonna kind of show you around what we've got going on. So with Southbound Candle Co., we also have here strawberry marshmallow cookies. I have saved this one. I think I might bring that out more in the springtime. Now, Southbound has amazing, cute little melt shapes and they're very themed. I love it. And then this one here is just beachy, which is a very beachy type scent that I did pick up. Then I'll probably save that one for summer. But then we have two of my, again, one of my top coffee fragrances or scents from any vendor, and that's Cafe Cream Puffs. And I absolutely adore this one. I highly recommend if you like coffee to come first with all your other sweetness bits and bobs to go behind it. This is definitely one of them I would highly recommend. Then we have Destination Wax. Now I just made like two somewhat, well, one big haul on Destination Wax and a smaller haul. So I can't go through all of them, but just know that all of this here are these little, for example, sort of like a clamshell, but just without the plastic clam itself. This one here is just in particular is Bartlett Pear. I'm actually melting this one from my scent cup right now, and may I just say, I love it. I just wish it was a little stronger. I'm gonna say, wish for a little more strength in this scent that was in the scent cup, but I really like the scent. So that I have a whole bunch of that particular size, and then I have a shape here, which I did not. I slapped myself, bad Kim. I've been saying that I wanted to open this throughout the whole summer, but I wanted more of this, and I didn't want to melt this group here until I knew I got more, and I still don't. This is in Strawberry Seeds. Oh my goodness, you guys. It is so good. Strawberry Seeds is beautiful. It smells so authentically like a fresh, juicy strawberry. I don't want to melt these until I know I'm getting them. I tried to order more, but she sold out of this, which I'm not surprised about. Destination Wax is an opening at the beginning of every month, so the first day of each month, so definitely check them out. But I will say I have different shapes as well, so those are generally what I just showed you. Then I have a bunch of these little scent shot cups, which she doesn't do anymore unless it's a fragrance where it's discontinued. This particular one is Blackberry Ginger Ale, and this is one of my absolute favorite scents from any vendor. But I have quite a few of these. And I have one little sample that I'm holding onto until November because it's got cranberry in it. And I do tend to melt cranberry in November. But jumping still into Destination Wax, but I have two, what she calls her foil pans. Many other vendors call their loaves. I have Vanilla Lace, and I also have is Moon Spice Cookie, and 100% adore this and highly recommend that, again, to anybody who loves coffee. And then we have Rainbow Melts, all the little scent shot cups, same size as the Destination Wax, but we also have, this is what she does, her like customs. You can either choose a loaf or you can choose, there's normally two. The Rainbow Melts, I really love doing her samplers. I find that I just love picking up samplers from Rainbow Melts. I actually just picked up this, was it the holiday or the Santa sampler or what have you. I placed an order for that, so I can't wait to get that. But I've also got some things that are a little bit older that I'm keeping in here. Now, these ones are more winter inspired that I've saved for over a year. Plus, there are cookies. The cookies, this is actually all three of these big bars were in the sense like Texas Triangle, Kim and Ramona's Excellent Adventure, and Texas Road Trippin'. That's the bars. And then I still have a set of cookies, which is how she's originally made these, and they're absolutely amazing. And we are, both Ramona and I are so tickled and thankful that Crystal did that for us. Basically, these three blends were created because of you guys. We were live on, I can't remember if it was her, like Ramona's channel or mine, but you guys, we were just like, all of us were just like coming up with all these really cool, interesting blends that we haven't seen anybody else do. And guess what? Crystal from Rainbow Melts, she created a bunch of them for us. So again, we're very thankful for that opportunity, and thanks again to Crystal. And then all of this is coffee or cookie heaven samplers that I still haven't gone through yet. Whenever Rainbow Melts does a coffee sampler, I always order two. I've said this time and time again. I think if Zape were to do a coffee sampler, I would order two as well. It's just my thing. I love samplers, and they don't come out often. And when it comes to coffee, I want a lot because it's hard to find good coffee. I'm not gonna lie, it is actually difficult. I find that coffee for a lot of vendors, it becomes second to all those other scents that you blend with it. So for space purposes, this isn't normally where I would keep this, but I didn't have any more room where I'm keeping my Vintage Chic Scents or my VCS, but I have two of these really, really big bars. And one of them is in Chicago Outfit, which is my absolute favorite, blackberry ginger ale, and the other one is in Sweeney's, which is a fresh picked strawberry and shaving cream. And they wouldn't normally be in here because I like to try to keep my vendors together, but I ran out of space. And the last thing we're going to go through in this bin are the cut up Bath and Body Works candles. So as I was mentioning earlier, this is an OG. I wish they would bring it back. I know a lot of us who keep asking for them to bring it back. This is in cranberry pumpkin. And my friend Teresa had one she cut up and sent me, and I'm like so thankful. Thank you, Teresa, because she knows how much I absolutely adore this scent, and she had a couple in backup. So thank you again, Teresa. This is so generous, and I just wish Bath and Body Works would bring back the stuff that we want, right? This is a chopped up cranberry woods. If I were to select between the cranberry woods and frosted cranberry, I think I've mentioned this, I prefer frosted cranberry because I feel like I get more of a tartness from that cranberry, whereas the cranberry woods is obviously a little more rich, a little bit deeper, a little woodsy. But I do like this candle, whether it's chopped up or not. And the last item here in this I will talk about is from Yankee Candle. These can be melted down into like little shapes with some silicone molds that you can get on Amazon. And this is from Yankee Candle in black coconut. And I went through quite a bit of this in the summer, but I'm going to save this for next summer. So that is bin number 2. So here we have the final bin before I go through with you guys what I have out for the month of October for my melting basket. But this one only has one handle because I busted it because I put too much stuff in it at one point. In this particular bin, we have a lot of Bathing Garden. We have a lot of better like Walmart wax. We have a little bit of Scentsy. Let me see. I have Goose Creek. I think that's where we're at. So I'll start off with this. Here is an older version of my Winter Palace. This is the way Winter Palace, or these particular shapes, used to be boxed. Like so. This is like quite a bit of wax, is one of my absolute favorite scents. But she stopped doing it in a box form and now puts these in more of a like little bag form with a card in case you want to give this as a gift. With the Bathing Garden there, I love it. I don't mind the bits and bobs that are floating around. But I mean, she's got these little cute keys. I mean, these are perfect for gifts. So I have a couple of these particular bigger jumbo pieces of wax. This one is a big heart and a nice little key there too. I chopped up this particular jumbo wax melt because I wanted to use it. And I find myself, I love them in the shapes that I just showed you, but if I don't chop them up, I don't use them. So with this season coming up very soon, this is Sleigh Bells, which is very Christmassy. So I wanted to make sure I chop this up so I can use this winter. But I have 2 packs of, it is strawberry shortcake. I just received these. You guys can tell I like strawberry. Then we also have Fireside S'mores, which are absolutely adorable. They are so cute. Let's see, we have Sleepy, which is one of my favorite scents. And I said in a video that was peppermint and lavender. No, it's peppermint and pink sugar. When I watched it back, I was like, oh, Kim. But this is Sleepy, and I love this one. Then I just have a random pack of these little tea lights, which I received as a Christmas gift from my sister as part of a Christmas gift. These were handmade in Kelowna, which is not far from where I'm originally from, which my sister lives right now with my nephews. But yeah, so this is part of the gift that we received. So then we also have here, as you can probably see, these circular ones are all Goose Creek. The disappointing part about Goose Creek is they do not ship to Canada. So as I love my friends dearly, they're so sweet. So I'm able to order, and I only order these when they go on sale. I would never purchase full price for this. I think full price is $4 American, but you can get them on sale for $1.99 or $2. So that's what I do, is I wait. This one in particular I have 4 of because Ramona got me started on this. She got me hooked. It's strawberry jam. It's absolutely gorgeous. Love this one. But there's so many different scents. I have a lot of scents that I want to try for the winter season that I have never tried. Like Irish cream swirl. We have snow-covered apples, angel food cake, all sorts of different really awesome scents. I do find that they throw very well. I just don't want to pay the full price for it because I think that like whereas most of this is vendor, I will pay more for a small business, small owners wax versus Goose Creek, which might as well also be kind of like Walmart. So, and I feel that Walmart prices are also too insane. Now, I just acquired this from Ramona. This is, and her information's on here, Arctic Kiss. So I'm going to have a lot of melting to do. This is a brick bathing, like I said before, the bathing garden. I have Walmart wax and some more Scentsy. So we'll just do some more Scentsy here. I have Huckleberry and Clementine, which is my all-time probably favorite scent that Scentsy does. Another Huckleberry Clementine. Pineapple Mint. This was part of the Life's a Garden wax collection. And then I just have the one Yankee Candle, but I love this one so much and I couldn't be without it. So this is Yankee Candle's Cranberry Chutney. Again, you'll see this in my melting basket for November because I just love adding cranberry. November, December is like more traditional type sweet, traditional type sweet scents. And then I like January, I like a lot of peppermint. And February goes on and on. So anyway, there's that. And then I have a few of these mainstays. I have the Guava Lime, the Amaretto Blood Orange, the Apple Cider Donut, which I did melt one of these and I really enjoyed it. And then I have Pumpkin and Plums, which I have another one of these in my melting basket, which you'll see shortly. All of this, and all of these are all either Sensationals or Better Homes and Gardens. Now, I can't buy Better Homes and Gardens in Canada because we don't have that. So again, thank you to my friends who have over the years who have done this for me and purchased a lot of different things. So just a couple I like to note. This is a staple in most people's collection, which is Vanilla Cookie Crunch. It's like I said, it's a great on its own, but it's a great blender for anything that you don't like. Like if you're not really happy with a scent that you're getting from something, throw in a cube of this and it'll just kind of cream it up a bit and make it a little bit more tolerable. And I say that for some of the strong ones. And why is it always the strong scents that we end up not liking that much? You're like, oh my gosh, you're offending my nose. But then we also have something we can get in Canada, even though I did purchase this in the US. This is Magic Spell, which is Love Spell from Victoria's Secret. But we also have this one, which I'm excited again because it's got cranberry in it. I will be putting this out for the month of November. This is Winter Cranberry, a wonderful tart cranberry scent. Another one I found as a staple for me, this is Lavender Lemonade. You guys know I've talked about this pretty much every month for almost a year now. Absolutely adore this one. Doesn't matter what time of year. I enjoy melting this one in the bedroom. Another one I just love, I melt in the bathrooms, is this one in Blue Sky. Sugared Lavender Twist. It's hard to find, but if you can find it, definitely stock up. It's supposed to be like a Aquilina pink sugar kind of dupe. So one of my absolute favorites, which I can't get anymore. If it comes out in the US, you guys, let me know. This is Caramel Sugared Fig. This is Sexy, Beautiful Yumminess bedroom scent. But then we have the bathing garden again, but when we were talking about those shapes from earlier, this was the first time this summer I ordered this particular size, where this is the normal size. As you can sort of see, that's probably 2 cubes worth right there, at least. This one here is in Bum Bum, and it's supposed to be like the Sol de Janeiro's Boom Boom Cream or Bum Bum Cream. This, I haven't melted it yet because I got it towards the end of summer, so I will save this for next summer. This also would make a very nice gift if you know someone who really enjoys a certain scent from the bathing garden. But then we have a whole pile of these wax melts right here. A lot of them are from the summer. I have just a couple that are not summery, but this one here is in Tan Line that I absolutely adore. Again, one of my top favorite coffee scents, and I only melt this around Christmas, is Elf's Morning Blend, and that is the coffee, candy cane, chocolate, marshmallow, and peppermint scent. I so adore this one. One of our more popular scents for the summer, Salty Siren. There's just so many, you guys. It's a great range. I want to place an order for her Halloween her Halloween collection, as well as I am looking forward to her winter collection. So that's bin number 3. So now I'm going to just put this away, and then I'm going to bring to you guys kind of my array of what I'm melting in my melting basket. And now we look at my melting basket for October, and don't judge. If you're watching this video, probably not judging, probably because you're just about as addicted as I am to anything that smells great. So what I tend to do, first of all, normally I would never have a box on the side of 4 bags, which I will go through and tell you why I do these bags. But I had so many wax melts for October because I had so much Halloween and pumpkin-like scents and still some residual apple that I really do enjoy melting still in October. So we'll go through that in a sec, but let's just do one at a time here. The most filled up bag is the bag that I choose to put all my wax melts that I want to melt in my great room. So in case you guys are not aware, Nelson and I currently live in a condo in Halifax, Nova Scotia. So it's 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, then you got a living room, dining room, kitchen, kind of all in one, 1,200 square foot. And so, I mean, it's a smaller space, but I have what I like to melt in this space are like foodie, gourmand, appley scents, that kind of thing. So we have all sorts of companies and like vendors and brands that we have here. Corona candles, I believe with Corona with a K. But I also have some newly acquired vintage chic scents melts here. Some shapes I'm gonna have to cut up because if I don't, I won't melt them. But lots of super tarts and things like that. So generally that's what I like to put in my melting basket. But in this bag is mostly foodie gourmand type scents. And then I'll show you what I do for the others. So this one is the bedroom scent bag, and whatever you want to call it. But I have scents that I would prefer melting in the bedroom more. Like this one's got a fig. It's like cashmere fig and vanilla lace, things like that. I love to smell in the bedroom. And then we also have like blackberry vanilla, chamomile daisy, anything relaxing, or may have even lavender in it. Let me just see if I've got some. I got more vanilla lace. We have Magneto, which has lavender in it. We have the lavender lemonade that I talked to you guys about earlier. We have Sleepy from the Bathing Garden, which has it's just perfect. Kind of get the gist. I love things to relax, like relaxing type scents that I would enjoy more in the bedroom. So that is what we have in the bedroom. And then we have a bag full of wax that I would like to melt in the bathroom. So the scents I choose for the bathroom are generally like laundry scents or citrusy scents, rain, like fresh scents. Also, sometimes I put things that I'm not quite sure I'm gonna like in the bathrooms because I don't spend that much time in there. So I'll just kind of show you guys a few different things. Paper Fade from Zape. We have basically any of the Jaws line. I have a whole bunch of different ones from the Jaws line. This just happens to be Chrissy's Remains from Super Tarts. Anything from Jaws I enjoy melting in the bathroom. Here's Jasper again. I had showed you guys a band bag of that one I have. Amity Island, also again from the Jaws. This loaf I just purchased from Vintage Chic Scents. This is in Sweeney's Barber Shop, which is fresh strawberries blended with minty shaving cream, and I love it. And it's a lot of wax and I gotta cut it. But I also have from Rainbow Melts the pumpkin oud and Palo Santo. Palo Santo, I don't know if I like Palo Santo too much, so I'm gonna cut this into 4 pieces and put into the bathrooms whenever I feel like it. And the rest of it are all Super Tarts Jaws from the Jaws line. So there you go. And then we have, as you guys know, a coffee bag, and I love my coffee and tea scents, and I prefer coffee and tea scents on my days off. I love coffee. You guys know this from basically the beginning of this video, but I love coffee and tea scents, especially with coffee. Coffee has to come first. I have to smell that first before I smell all the other blends that go with it. But in here are some really, really delicious ones, like some of my staples. Hedwig from Super Tarts, as I showed you in a BAM bag form. Something I have to cut up for you, for me to melt it, because if I don't, I tend to just put them off to the side. This is from Zape in Pumpkin Spice Latte with Whip. This is from Corona Candles. This is the Pumpkin Spice Latte. I've never tried anything from that vendor still. Salted Caramel Macchiato, like anything coffee or tea related, or cider. I've got pumpkin cider. Thought that might be nice. Also pumpkin chai from Scentsy that I was gifted. And then we have the malt cider here from Mainstays. And then we have 2 more from Super Tarts, which are coffee blends, as they also show here with a little sticker. But you guys know how much I love coffee. It's so delicious. And last but not least, but something I don't normally have. Normally I could fit everything into the 4 bags that we've discussed already. But because it's October and because I had a lot, I also had an overload of other wax. So this is just kind of where I threw everything. This is going to be pretty much what I would put in that really big bag from the beginning, where I said it would melt in the great room in the house. I know I'm not going to get through all of this in October. You'll see some stuff kind of go into my November melt basket. But we have lots of different shapes and different scents from different vendors. So we have the Bathing Garden, I have Rainbow Melts, I have tons of Rainbow Melts. I love her samplers, and that's where I generally obtain a lot of these types of scents. Pumpkin Caramel Crunch Cookies, Pumpkin Hot Cakes. And then we have the last of what I'm going to show you. These are all my chopped up Bath & Body Works candles. Again, I will put a link up above. You guys can see one of my many videos I've created where I basically answer questions you guys asked, as well as chopping away. Radiant Red Maple. I've had this for so long, but I'm afraid to use it because you know, it's like a unicorn. It's like the cranberry pumpkin one that I'm saving for November. This one's a staple. I mean, this particular candle had a really bad foil label that just flaked away, but this is pumpkin apple. I actually currently have this candle burning, but I do like that one. Another staple, oh my gosh, OG pumpkin pie, the best pumpkin pie scent I have from anybody, from a vendor, from anyone. Pumpkin pie from Bath & Body Works. We have spiced apple toddy. We also have cider lane. And we also have pumpkin coconut, this is one of the OG. So you guys, that is everything. I think that will answer pretty much most of your questions. I have a lot of wax. I have a total of 3 bins that are like put away. And that's why I pull such a plethora of wax for the month, because where I have to store it is very cumbersome, and I'd have to take all those bins out on whatever, a weekly basis if that's how I chose. So rather, I just do a monthly pull of the different scents that I want to smell in the house. I won't get through all of this in 1 month. I have said that a few times. So for those of you who don't have a collection like mine, melt your wax as long as you want. Melt it until you can't smell it anymore. With me, if I did that, I would literally have an entire room of wax, and I can't do that. So although my candle stash is very small, if you guys want to see my current candle stash, let me know by commenting down below or give me a thumbs up. I can do that for you guys for sure. It's very small. But with that said, you guys, if you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. We would love to have you here on this channel, of course. Be part of the fam. Be safe, take care, and have fun. Bye, guys.